Good. I'm impressed you lasted this long. But it's quite a tragedy. Even with your shield, you still couldn't protect anyone. Grace. Rose. Lucas. No. I won't let it end like this. Not yet. Not until I defeat you. Good. Good. Struggle as much as you want. But nothing will change. We don't know that. Skill parry. If this skill is used at the right time, any attack against the user will completely dissipate to the surrounding area. When mastered, the direction of the dissipated force can be controlled. Not unless we try. Oh ho ho. Your defense is truly one of the best. But your attacks feel like nothing. Skill parry. If this skill is used at the right time, any attack against the user will completely dissipate to the surrounding area. When mastered, the direction of the dissipated force can be controlled. When mastered, the direction of the dissipated force can be controlled. Controlled. Can you feel this? Magnificent. To use my own attack against me. You have truly outdone yourself, hero. Out of all those who challenged me, you're the one who has given me the most fun. But all good things must come to an end. So how long will you last? Is this it? Is this everything you have, hero? And it was just starting to get fun. How unfortunate. But since you gave me such a good time, I'll make sure your death is painless. No, not yet. I can't die just yet. I haven't avenged my father. I can't let it end like this. It doesn't matter if I have to fight God to get another chance. I will keep moving forward. Skill parry. If this skill is used at the right time, any attack against the user will completely dissipate to the surrounding area. When mastered, the direction of the dissipated force can be controlled. Interesting. Very interesting. To be able to parry death. Alfendi forcefully pushed back. The hands of time. What? What happened? My injuries. They're gone. Is this the afterlife? Will, I finally found you. Is everything all right? Why did you run away from the village? Father. What's wrong? I'm sorry. I did everything that I can to defeat the demon lord, but I still could not avenge your death. What? I'm not sure what kind of nightmare you are having, but you don't have to worry about me. Your father won't die that easily. Why don't we return to the village? I'm sure the other guards are worried about you. What's going on? Was everything truly just a nightmare? Or is this perhaps the past? Help! Somebody! Help us! Run! Don't just stand there. Don't look back. Run! Let's go, Will. The guards are buying us enough time to escape. Let's go. Will! Will! Are you okay? I'm okay. Look who's back. I'm glad you found him quickly, Wilhelm. Hey! How are you, Will? I've heard about your one skill situation and that you ran away from the village because of it. I know it's hard for you, but running away doesn't solve your problem. Don't worry, Miss Merrill. I don't plan on running anymore. I'll be going ahead, Father. To discover he can only have one skill instead of 3 skills. How is he taking it? I don't know, but I'm sure it's difficult. The world just isn't fair. Will is back, the one skill, disgusting. We care so much about how many skills a person can have, that people like Will are forced to live harder lives. He one skill is back, all because they had the poor luck to be born with 1 skill instead of 3. Me should just leave. Why is he even back? His bad luck might infect the rest of us. Useless. They'll never get anywhere in life. Per man, unfortunate. I just hope that he will be able to live a happy life despite it. After all, there is more to the world than just skills. I see. So I really did return to the past. Back before the world's end. My one and only skill. Parry. I thought all my efforts to master it led to nothing. But to think it would lead me to a second chance in life. I will not waste this opportunity. I will stop the invasion this time. And protect everything that I lost. Well, look who's back. If it isn't one skill, Will. I heard you ran away from the village. Yeah, we thought maybe you'd never come back. Made us real sad too. Heck, we even started to miss ya. Fortunately, we found us a replacement real quick. Another one skill defect. Ain't it amazing how easy it is to find trash when you go looking for it? I suppose that must be why they call it trash. You be the expert though, huh? Birds of a feather flocking together as they do. The same as always. Unfortunately, I don't have time to deal with you fools. Take all that one skill crap. And scram. You talk back now, huh? Did you get that confidence from seeing another one of your kind? Or far sigh? Haste. Maybe you're just plain stupid. You should learn your place one skill. Ha! I told you I don't have time. But if you really want to do this, let's make it quick. Skill Farsight. Allow the user's eyes to see things from afar. The more mana you use, the farther you see. Skill Haste. Increase the user's speed and agility by improving elasticity of the muscles. The more mana you use, the stronger the increase. Sit down. I don't care what you think of me or my skill. But if you try to bother me, then things won't go down smoothly. You cheeky. Haste. Farsight. That was nothing but a lucky shot. Don't go thinking you've proven. One skill people like you are still worthless. Keep on dodging. Spin strike? You won't have the time to dodge when I use all three of my skill. Predictable. Farsight and haste. When those two don't work, you always bring out your spin strike. Ya think I'm easy to read? Back me up. He may have learned some moves, but he's got nothing against skills like ours. Farsight. That's right. Torchlight. It don't matter what you do. 3 is always greater than 1. Like I'd let ya. Restrain. Got you now, punk. If y'all enjoy readin' that much, why don't you try readin' the back of my fist? Parry. Spin strike. Wait. Hey, don't bother me again. This will be my last warning. Don't think you've won, Will. The chief's son ain't gonna take this disrespect lightly. You may have gotten stronger, but against overwhelming strength, your efforts are nothing. Perhaps my efforts are for naught. I could not protect my friends, my family, and my world against that overwhelming strength. But not this time. I have returned back to the past, before the demon invasion and the founding of the 4 heroes of Pandora. I will not waste this opportunity. I don't care how many skills I have, nor do I care if I am born weak. I'll keep moving forward regardless. Skill Spin Strike. Perform a spin followed by a backhand strike. The more you spin, the stronger the strike. Wait, please tell me, how can I become strong like you? I don't know. It's up to you to find your own strength. My own strength. Strong? I'm not strong. I too have to find my own strength to stop the upcoming disaster. The first wave of the demon invasion. What are you doing here, Will? Leave. Run with me, father. The demon can burn away mana. Skills that conjure mana will all be incinerated. It will be impossible to restrain it. We should. Now's not the time, Will. Run with the remaining villagers. As a guard, I will buy you some time. Run. I can parry. Can I? Father will die if I leave him. Why do I only have parry? I'm so weak and useless. I need to use my parry. I'm scared. What if I fail? I don't know if I can parry. Doubt. I won't let it overcome me again. Will? Where have you been? I thought you'd be home a while ago. Ah. I chose a different path this time. To change the future. Are you finally giving training a chance? Yes. That's good. That's good. I made us something to eat. Do you want some? I'd love to. I didn't know you liked my porridge this much. I just missed it, I guess. I see. I'll get you seconds then. Father. Yes. If you encounter a situation with the odds overwhelmingly against you, how do you find the strength to fight back? Is this about his one skill? Against overwhelming odds. I can't really say much about it, but believe in yourself and push forward no matter what. Don't be scared. Live a long life, Will. Promise me that you will always believe in yourself and push forward no matter what. But strength is not just about your own capabilities. It's also about the connections you have with the people around you. Restrain. When the time comes for you to encounter these overwhelming odds, you can count on them to share their strength with you. I see. Even back then, to protect the village, Father was not alone. Father. No. Oh, you don't. Thrust. Run, Will. Don't let your father's sacrifice go to waste. Restrain. Thanks, Chief. How are the villagers? They've all escaped. Except for Wilhelm's son. I see. Run away, Will. We will stay here and hold the demons off for as long as we can. So this is it, huh? Yeah. Let's show this demon what we can do. You worthless one skill. Where's my father? Lawrence. The chief is. Did I hear that correctly? That worthless one skill defeated both of you in combat. We got ambushed, Lawrence. We were just training when he suddenly attacked us. Enough. Blade. I'll take care of him. As the future village chief, it is my duty to root out the bad seeds in this village. Skill Blade. Conjure a blade in your hand made of mana. The strength of the blade increases the more mana you use. Skill Thrust. Imbue your weapon with mana and perform a thrust to a target. The thrust can be performed consecutively depending on the mana used. Skill Restrain. Conjure chains of mana that restrain a target to a desired location. The number of chains increases as more mana is used. TSK. I'm slower than before. Pitiful. My power is also lacking. This body still needs a lot of training. I need to reach my limit as fast as possible. That's more like it. I need to find it quickly, so I can break through. Parry. There it is. My limit. Impressive. Training so early in the morning is very admirable of you. The village definitely needs your type of work ethic. Lawrence. Unfortunately, I received a complaint from these guys. Ambushing and beating your fellow guard trainees. Conjure Blade. Is this true? I don't need ambushes to beat idiots like them. We were both minding our own business when you suddenly attacked us. You jumped us in the alley. Enough. That doesn't seem right. A worthless one skill like you. Beating anyone. Don't make me laugh. Farsight? Restrain? Or was it parry? Regardless, you can't possibly beat anyone with that one skill. Not against the odds. Then, do you need a demonstration? Conjure Blade. You think you're capable enough to beat me. You should know your limits. You'll just hurt yourself. I know. Parry. But I'll push through regardless. Pierce. 183 done. 17 more to go. Hey, one skill. I ordered you to work overnight, but you're still not done with the nailing. Useless one skill. I shouldn't have hired trash like you. But fortunately for you and quite gracious, I'll give you a chance to finish the work by noon. If you can do that with your one skill, then maybe I'll consider letting you work for me forever. As the son of the village chief, it is my fate and duty to keep the state of the village in order. That means keeping the village safe and clean, and making sure that the worthless trash like you won't pollute the streets. Know your place. He's as strong as I remember. His attacks are all straightforward and true to his emotions, as expected from a prodigy without any competition. I must admit, Conjure Blade. For a worthless one skill, it's impressive to see you keep up with me. But, hasten. Your hard work won't lead you anywhere. Your strength will always be inferior to those with 3 skills. His skills are truly top-notch. And he has learned swordsmanship from the village chief himself. He truly is someone blessed by destiny. You may be right. I will never beat the strength of 3 skills. Quadra slash. But what of it? Are you telling me to succumb to my fate? No. I won't let the things that I lack dictate the strength of the skills that I have. What are you doing? It's a work. It is up to me to cultivate my strengths and take control of my own fate, even if the world refuses to believe in me. If you think you can change fate so easily, Quadra slash, then prove it to me. Show me your strength. After years of fighting against the strong, I've learned to study and memorize their combat patterns, breaking down their offense and defense, until they get desperate and make a mistake. And when I see that moment of weakness, parry. I will use all the knowledge and strength that I have to take victory with my very hands. Is this enough proof for you? Skill parry. If this skill is used at the right time, any attack against the user will completely dissipate to the surrounding area. When mastered, the direction of the dissipated force can be controlled. Skill Conjure Blade. Conjure a blade in your hand made of mana. The strength of the blade increases the more mana you use. Skill Hasten. Increase the user's speed and agility by improving muscle elasticity. The more mana you use, the stronger the increase. Skill Quadra Slash. Imbue your weapon with mana and deliver 4 slashes to a target. All slashes will strike the target at the same time. He did it. He really did it. He defied the odds despite only having one skill. Then perhaps. Hey, one skill. Sir, who told you to stop working? You piece of. The only reason I hired you when you moved here is because one skill people like you can work for a cheap price. Do you think you're worth more? Don't be delusional. Without me, you're nothing more than food for the wood serpent in the mountains. Is this enough proof for you? You will. Don't think you've won yet. We'll never acknowledge trash like you. Enough. Don't humiliate me even further. You win fair and square. You definitely have the strength to control your own fate. But it seems like your body cannot keep up with your strength. As an apology for my previous prejudice, I'll take care of them, and I'll make sure that this type of discrimination won't happen again. Not yet. My strength isn't good enough yet. While I'm still far from my strongest self, even my peak couldn't defeat the demon lord. I need to find a new way to improve. A new path for the future. Perhaps the elder in the mountains could help. 12, 13, 16, 14, 15. I'm 34 cents short. Raven, is that you? Is everything alright? Everything is alright, sis. Just wait a little bit more. I'll buy you a new mana crystal for your burn soon. Raven, don't push yourself too hard, okay? Yes, sis. Her mana crystal will run out soon. I need to get a new crystal quickly. But I don't have the money to pay the hunters. Should I go to the mountains to hunt instead? But I only have one skill. Can I even do it? With the wood serpent around? If he can do it, maybe I can do it too. 20 years before I was born, a great calamity befell the village. An enchanted wood serpent was awoken from a nearby ruins and attacked the entire village. But before everything could be destroyed, a warrior appeared. With his skills of the blade and eye for battle, he forced the serpent back to its slumber. However, the battle led to multiple casualties, several deaths, and countless injuries. The warrior, out of his guilt, now resides in the mountains near the village, offering help to those who seek it from him, and making sure that the village is safe. The village gave him a title worthy of his feats. The Sage of the Summit. Anyone who has heard of his legend seeks him out, asking him for guidance and insight to achieve a greater strength. Are you sure you want to meet him? Yes, father. You've told me stories about him before. How he trained the best guards of the village. I believe his insight could help me too, so I can gain a greater strength. I see. I'm glad you're working hard, Will, and doing your best despite having only one skill. But why do you push yourself so hard? Why do you seek strength, Will? I've always known that my life will be faced with many hardships. A journey riddled with impossible obstacles that my own strength can't overcome. I want to make sure that I did my best, despite it all, so I can die without regrets. Regrets? Ha! That's the Sage of the Summit. I was expecting you. Will, you know of me? Of course. Your fight in the village was truly a spectacle. An untrained man with only one skill, standing up against the son of the village chief, and won. He saw everything. Is it perhaps farsight? You seem to have acquired the strength you need already. Why are you still looking for me? Sage of the Summit, I ask for your guidance. I need you to train me up so I can gain a greater strength. A strength to push through the overwhelming odds. Train you? I sense you already know, young man. What you're asking for lies beyond training. You can sharpen your sword as much as you want, and take destiny with your own hands. But once destiny looks you back in your eye, you shall soon know that your actions are nothing more than ripples to the river that we call life.
The Wood Serpent. What is the Wood Serpent doing here? I thought it was just a local my Taweda. And also, restrain. Are you okay? Yes. Thank you. You are an older Will? I'm Wilhelm, his father. Will is standing over there. Before my regression, the serpent was never reawakened. To think it would awaken this time. Did meeting the sage trigger the event? Or was it something else? Regardless, we have to defeat it as soon as possible, or it will lay waste upon the village. Your sword alone won't be enough to damage it. No matter how much mana you imbue into your blade, its bark-like skin is too hard for a blade to penetrate. You won't be able to defeat it alone. It doesn't matter if I'm alone. I will push through, regardless. Will. Where are you going? Hold on. If he wants to achieve a greater strength, there are things he needs to personally learn. That pushing through alone is not always the answer. No, you don't. TSK. I guess it's true. I can't damage you with just this. Then, are you telling me to let my son die? He only has one skill, parry. He doesn't have the power to defeat something that strong. I'm sorry for interrupting, but Will has the power. I saw it myself. Despite having only one skill, he overcame the odds and defeated everyone that pushed him down. He will surely defeat the serpent the same way. With nothing but his parry. You don't seem to understand the risks. Parry is a skill that heavily relies on perfect timing. In order for Will to parry, he has to cast it at the exact moment of impact. Parry. If he ever gets the timing wrong, my son will get the full force of the wood serpent's attack. And he will surely die. Why don't you give him a little bit of trust? From what I can see, Will's parry is something out of this world. Perfectly timed and perfectly executed. Like a shield that nothing could break through. But he should realize by now that a shield alone can't win you a war. What he needs right now is something that can end the battle swiftly. A sword that can pierce through anything. You don't have to do this alone. I'll be your sword. You are. Don't forget about me. Restrain. When things are hard, you can always rely on your father. Everyone. This is new. Parry. During the invasion, we have the luxury rely on others. Against the endless onslaught of the demons, we could only focus on our own survival. But now, it broke the restraint. Be careful. Will. Don't worry, father. We got this. Do you want to be my sword? Yes. What's your name and skills? Oh. I'm Raven. And my only skill is pierce. Skill, pierce. Pierce through a target with any object held by the user. The depth of the pierce depends on the amount of mana used. Pierce. The ones used by carpenters, yes. Since it's a wood serpent, I thought maybe my pierce could damage it. He may be lacking in some areas, but he's got the spirit. Raven, right? I don't have the time to teach you anything right now, but let me tell you two things from mastering the one skill I have. First, believe that your skill can be greater than just carpentry. Skills are only as strong as you make them to be. Second, if you want to be my sword, I want you to trust me and attack when I tell you to. Don't worry about any of its attacks, I'll protect you as much as I can. Got it. Let's go. Parry. Now. Pierce. Don't hesitate. You're one step slower because of it. Make sure you get your timing right. Again. Now. 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 Parry. It's over now. Pierce. What is going on? Did the wood serpent get defeated? By just those two? Chief. The serpent has stopped its approach to the village. Is it the sage of the summit? I can't tell from here, far sight. But a fight seems to be going on. Let us hurry, guards and trainees, the ones fighting need all the help they can get. This is unreal. Those two kids defeated the serpent? Who are they? The one in blue is called Will. The one skill son of Wilhelm. Will? The one with the parry skill? And the child with him. He's definitely another one skill that recently moved in. To think that they'd be able to defeat the wood serpent. How is that possible? Did they receive help from the sage? I didn't help them at all. Sage of the summit, I'm here as well. Isn't it amazing? Two people who were born with one skill. Defeated a monster that 3 skills like us struggle against. I just can't believe it to be true. Naturally. I'm sure the others also feel the same. Despite seeing their strength for themselves. Hey, you. One skill. What kind of trickery did you use to defeat the wood serpent? Did you use an artifact? Or maybe some scroll? Because let's be honest, there's no way you can defeat anything with your skills alone. It's just impossible with your strength. This piece of... Who decided that? I've always thought that those who lack skills are weak and useless. But after seeing someone continue to overcome the odds despite only having one, I've come to realize that strength is not just about the numbers. It is much more than that. Perhaps our prejudice may have blinded us. Will, son of Wilhelm and Raven, who recently moved in. For defeating the wood serpent and protecting the village, I thank you sincerely. As the village chief, I would like to reward you for your accomplishments. Tell me, what do you want for your reward? I would like to have a proper job. I don't care what job it might be. As long as I get paid enough to buy mana crystals to treat my sister. I see. Then I shall assign you to the hunting party of the village. What about you, Will? What do I need? When I regressed, I thought I needed to have a greater strength to stop the invasion. But I realized that the battle can't be won by myself. I need people to assist me in the upcoming battle. A team. Maybe. I can turn the 4 heroes into a proper team before the invasion. What's wrong, Will? To do that, I would like to enroll in the Academy of Mana. And start by finding the first hero. The one that transcended the use of skills. And became the star scholar of the Academy of Mana. 1 mon after the battle against the wood serpent. News of the feats of the 2-1 skills has spread all throughout the village. There were still people who doubted their strength. But those thoughts were soon changed. Get back here. To think it would be this agile. Try escaping this or restrain. Don't worry. I got it. You've improved quite a lot with this, new hire. I was skeptical at first, with your 1 skill and all, but your timing and agility has gotten better. You're too kind. Honestly. I guess it's really true that you defeated the wood serpent. Speaking of which, I hear that the other 1 skill is going to the Academy of Mana. Aren't you going with him, Raven? It would be nice to be able to learn in the academy. But I'm quite content with what I have now. Besides, I'm still treating my sister's burns. I can't just leave her here alone. Torchlight. Don't throw your torchlight recklessly. You might end up hitting your allies if you're rash. How about this? Spin strike. Your spin strike definitely has a lot of power when charged. But it's easy to dodge if you see it coming. Use that skill when you see that the enemy is preoccupied. You should be able to catch the enemy off quadra slash. Like this? Yeah, just like that. What a monster. It's been over a month since we joined you in your training. And thanks to you, all of us have improved greatly. But since you'll be going to the academy tomorrow, we thought we could at least give you a gift. I'm sorry again for my past actions. I don't know how we will ever make it up to you, but we got these for your journey. Since you'll be far from home, we got you a link artifact. If anything happens to anyone you decide to link with, the artifact will also be affected. And since you wanted a sword, we got you an enchanted one engraved with the skill, Wind Slash. It must have taken quite a lot of money to get these gifts for me. Thank you. However, I have another sword in mind. Is that you, Raven? I'm home, sister. Are you playing with the mana crystals again? I'm sorry, I'm just not used to seeing these many mana crystals. What about you? I've heard the rumors outside, how 2-1 skill defeated the wood serpent and got a recommendation to go the Academy of Mana. Aren't you interested, Raven? I can't leave you here, sis. The crystals that you brought have healed me a lot. And I feel much stronger than I was before. So live your life, Raven. Don't let me stop you from spreading your wings. Thank you, sis. It's finally here. Yeah, the travel falcon that'll take you to the academy. Father? Yeah, take care of yourself. If something ever happens, I'll return as fast as I can. You don't have to worry about me. Just be careful over there, okay? Yeah. Good morning, young man. I am a scout sent in by the Academy of Mana to look for possible candidates to enroll in the academy. Are you applying for the Academy of Mana? I am. All right, take one of the falcons. We'll be going shortly. If there's anyone else willing to apply for the Academy of Mana, step forward immediately. Anyone? I guess there's no. I'm here. I'm sorry I'm late, I had a lot of things to pack up. I hope it's not too late for me to join. If you want to apply for the academy, hop on quickly. We'll be going soon, navigate. Are you all ready? Yes. All right. I'll be back soon. To stop the invasion before it starts. Whoa. Raven. Yeah, I thought you'd never come. I got curious. When we fought the wood serpent, I was able to see the potential of my strength. I want to know how much higher I could go. What about you? Why do you want to attend the academy? I'm trying to build a team. A team made of the strongest people in all of Pandora. Oh ho. Like the legend. When the key of Pandora turns, and the world is engulfed in flames, the strongest of each nation shall gather to bring peace before the dying of the world. These individuals are known as the heroes of Pandora. Skill, navigate. Conjure a map in front of you that display previously explored areas and your location. The details displayed on the map depends of the user's familiarity of the place. We're here. So this is the Academy of Mana. I've heard that the academy was akin to a tree of knowledge, where people come to learn the nature of mana. But I didn't think that it was an actual tree. Yeah, neither did I. So do we just walk inside the Academy of Mana? Not yet. First, we need to become scholars of the academy. I just hope we made it here in time. Attention, everyone. Welcome to the Academy of Mana, where we research and store all knowledge regarding the world and mana. We accept anyone who wants to enroll and learn in the academy. But it's up to you to prove that you are worthy. Show us your mastery of mana through your skills. And become one of the scholars in the academy. Due to rising concerns regarding the examination's difficulty and its low acceptance rate, the exam this year will be quite simple. Puppeteer. With nothing but your mana and skills. Last 5 minutes against this golem. Who shall volunteer first? Is she for real? No way. That's a lancer golem. One of the most destructive weapons of war. Its attacks are said to be able to break through castle walls. This exam is practically impossible. What a bunch of sissies. I will volunteer. Please state your name and skills. Ani Khan. My skills are fire sword, ice sword, and dual slash. Ani Khan. The Ani Khan. The dual elemental swordsman. To think I'd be able to see him in person. So this is Ani Khan. Huh? Let's see if you truly are the real deal. Proceed. Let me show you all how it's done. It can't be. To think that Ani Khan couldn't last a single minute. There's no way anyone would try after that. Any other volunteers? Is there anyone? I'd like to volunteer. You are. My name is Raven. I only have Pierce as my skill. A 1 skill. Is he serious? This must be a joke. Are you sure you want to fight that? Yes, please. All right. If that's what you really want. Then. Proceed. Skill, puppeteer. Move an inanimate object according to the user's hand movement. Mana will constantly drain as long as this skill is active. How are you so strong, Will? Even if you lack power. Even if you lack speed. You always find a way to win. Maybe someday. I, too, can be as strong as you. No way. He's keeping up with the golem. How is this possible? Pierce. I can see it. The enemy's movement. Its attacks. And its openings. As long as I put in the work, I can be powerful. More powerful than anyone. Did I pass? You passed. That was amazing, one skill. Good job. He may lack 2 other skills. But he made up with it through agility. Whoa. The golem couldn't even touch him. I still can't believe someone dealt with the golem that fast. And a 1 skill at that. But the test has to keep going. Would anyone else like to prove themselves? Restore construct. That was great and all, but it's still an answer golem at the end of the day. Its offensive power is levels above its defense. If you get hit, you're done. My name's Will, I only have parry as my skill. And I'd like to volunteer. Another 1 skill? I can't believe I'm seeing 2 1 skill in a row. Did he gain confidence from seeing the previous battle? Confidence doesn't mean strength. Let us see how many attacks he can parry before losing. Proceed. Parry. Just 1? Miss Elizabeth. I have brought you all the Tier 3 books regarding space magic. Leave it there. Anyways, librarian. Isn't today the day of the Academy's entrance examination? Are there any notable passing scholars? Well, there are 2 1 skill people who passed. From what I've heard, the 1 skills were able to. Stop. What I asked you about was the notable scholars who passed the exam. Not the defects who wriggled their way into this academy, as long as they don't get in my way of being this generation's star scholar. We can ignore them for now. 5,000 years ago, nearing the end of the Martial Kingdom's era, the Deer Kingdom founded the Academy of Mana, where the greatest people all over the 4 kingdoms can study and research more about the true nature of mana. The Academy practices a model of self-education, where enrolled scholars are able to enter the Great Library. The scholars can read any books in the Academy for as long as 4 years. In exchange, they must be able to write a paper during their last year in the Academy. They are assisted by a librarian of their own choice, with books and research paper on all things related to mana. However, there are certain books that can't be accessed. These books are only available to the scholar who is able to make a breakthrough in mana research. The Star Scholar. Are there any questions? I would like to ask. Who is the current Star Scholar? Not been decided yet. But if you become one, you and your family will gain privileges like that of royalty wherever you go. You will have free access to the best food and drinks any kingdom could give for the rest of your life. That also includes mana crystals if you plan on doing more research. I believe that's all for the Academy orientation. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask any of the librarians. They shall soon direct you to your rooms. Once again, welcome to the Academy of Mana. I never thought I'd someday be a scholar in this academy, but now, I'm even getting their tailor-made uniform. Ain't this pretty cool? Perhaps. But don't get too distracted. This is an academy where all the world's knowledge of mana is stored. We might know a lot about skills, but there are a lot of things we have yet to learn. Do you plan on becoming the Star Scholar? Well, I'm not that knowledgeable in mana to become one. Whoa. But I know a scholar in the academy. Someone that can help us learn more about mana. Her name is Grace Star? I don't think there's a scholar here with that name. Also, the Star last name is only given to the Star Scholar. That can't be. A genius like her should be in this academy at this time. Was Grace an alias? What about the one closest to become the next Star Scholar? If this Grace Star is the smartest person you know, she should be close to becoming the Star Scholar. Then, you must be looking for Elizabeth. She is currently researching mass teleportation, a major breakthrough in travel once it is completed. She is currently being assisted by our best librarian. However, she can be very strict. What is this drawing in my book? My deepest apologies, Miss Elizabeth. My younger brother must have taken it for a bit. I beg for your understanding. This again? You seem to be forgetting who I am. I am Elizabeth Clovis, a noble. And a star scholar prospect. You're nothing more than a mere librarian. Don't you dare forget that. Parry. Pierce. Are you? Grace. Guys. I found us some crickets to eat. Would anyone like some? Lucas? Rose? No. What about you, Will? Would you like some? I guess. Here you go. What is it? Oh. It's nothing. I'm just thinking about what could have been. Would the ones we lost also like eating these? So it's you. You are. Grace. Watch out. You worthless commoners. You should learn your place. Skill, summon Firebird. Summon a sentient bird that will follow the will of the user. Mana will constantly drain as long as the summon is active. Learn our place? That's funny. We hear that all the time. Then you should know how this ends. Like the back of my palm. Remember, Raven. When fighting someone you've never faced before, your first priority is to observe them while protecting yourself. Find both the opponent's strengths and weaknesses and come up with a solution to defeat them. Stop. This is TSK. Oh no. I'm very sorry about this. Headmaster. Sheathe your weapons, children. The library is not the right place for fighting. Fighting so early in the school year. Tell me what is going on this time. Grace. So this is the headmaster of the academy. I've only heard stories about her from Grace. How she slowed down the demon invasion from taking over the academy all by herself. But I didn't think her strength would be this massive. She controls the entire library herself. Tell me. What's going on, Grace? I'll tell you. Grace, over here, is actively sabotaging my research. On one of the books she gave me, a very important page has been vandalized by childish drawings. Is this true? I'm very sorry. It's all my fault, please don't punish my sister, Headmaster. Artifact, cleanse object. Well, that should be good enough. Make sure you don't do that again. Now go arrange all the books in the library tonight. Yes, Headmaster. Wait. Just arranging books for punishment? That is unacceptable. Actively sabotaging the work of a star scholar is considered a crime. She should be kicked out immediately. Don't overreach your authority, Elizabeth. You're not the star scholar yet. Let's go. Grace. I don't know what's going on between you and Elizabeth. But please be careful. Once she completes her research, I don't know how much more I could cover for you and your brother. Thank you, Headmaster. I'll be more careful from now on. We can help if you want. You don't have to worry about her. She won't be able to abuse you guys soon. Not when you realize your hidden potential. Elizabeth? Miss Elizabeth? What? The plan to frame the librarian has failed. What do we do now, Miss Elizabeth? Shall we postpone the rest of the plans? Of course not. We have to remove her as soon as we can. I can finally see it. The path to becoming the star scholar. Just you wait, Father. Once I become the star scholar, you shall soon know that I'm the better child then. What? I'm sorry for interrupting you, Miss Eliz. But I think you made a mistake here and also. You. This equation has been explored and proven false in the paper of X. This issue is also referred and quoted on page 57 of the dimension folding theorem. If you want to read them, I can bring them to you alongside those that you requested. So you guys live in a village near the Pillar of Pandora? Yeah. You can see the pillar standing in the horizon. Sister Grace tells me it's the biggest structure in the world. Is it true? Is it even bigger than the Academy of Mana? I haven't seen the pillar up close, but I think so. Ada. Can you help me gather those books for this shelf? Here you go, sis. Here's the rest too. Thank you so much for lending us a hand, it would have taken hours to clean up all of these. Will and Raven, right, is there anything that I could help you with as thanks? Perhaps you have a topic you'd like to learn in the academy? Actually, we need someone who is knowledgeable in mana to join us in our journey. And since I hear that you are the best librarian in the academy, I think that person is you. Oh. I'm honored that you see me that highly. But adventuring isn't really on my mind right now. I'm more focused on giving my brother a good future in the academy. I hope you understand. Then, why don't you become the next star scholar? It should be easy with your knowledge. After all, becoming one will give you and your brother all the things you'll ever need for a great future. I'm not sure what you've heard about, but knowledge alone doesn't automatically give you that title. To become the star scholar, you have to actively research on the true nature of mana and pioneer a new way to apply it to the world. I've been curious about that a lot. But isn't mana just energy used to fuel our bodies and skills? That's definitely true, but there's more. As you know, all creatures have mana flowing through them. The mana follows a certain path that we now call as magic circles. Shin Star, the very first star scholar, found that, within every creature, there lies 3 magic circles that we can manifest into the world. These 3 are what we call skills today. Right. But the application of a skill is more than meets the eye. Skill, conjure thread. Conjure a thread of mana that floats from your fingertips towards a target. The thickness and strength of the thread depends on the amount of mana used. The second star scholar, Joseph Star, noticed that 2 exact skills are used and applied differently on different parts of the world. This is because people can have different interpretations of the same skill. He calls this phenomenon mana expression. By interpreting my skill's target as different points around these books, my simple thread skill can become a rope that can bind and restrain. Perhaps you both have experienced it before. Your skill doing something more than what you expected. Yeah, unfortunately, the same thing applies for the opposite direction. If you are surrounded by an environment that limits your imagination and expression, how you use your skill will be limited too. Which is why I am staying here in the academy with my brother. This is the perfect place for someone to learn and express themselves. A place where noon is chaining you down when it comes to learning. There are people who will help you in your research and goals. And people who only want to learn for their own benefits, stopping at nothing to achieve their goals. As a librarian of the academy, it is my duty to help and assist those who are trying to learn new things. If I risk that by trying to become the star scholar, I will also risk the future I'm paving for my brother. It's just impossible. You certainly know a lot about mana, but as one skills who became scholars of the academy, we can assure you, nothing is impossible. Good morning, Ada. The sun is up. Good morning, sister. How was the book I asked you to read yesterday? It was all right. I'm not done with it yet. That's perfectly fine. I just hope you learn new things while staying with Mu Epsilon in the library. After all, if you learn something new, it's a lesson that will never leave you ever. Don't worry, Sister Grace. I will never leave you, ever. Are you sure you want to be on book distribution duty? I can move you to book arrangement if you want. That way, Elizabeth can't harm you and your brother. It's all right, Headmaster. I'd rather help the scholars to the best of my ability. Skill, Sentry. Conjure a third eye that can look around based on the user's will. Mana is constantly used while the skill is active. I'm not talking about that, you fool. You've changed a lot from the first time I met you. You've learned to use your skills to help those that need guidance. I just don't want you to turn back to who you were before. Back to the kid that will steal everything just to fill in the void in her heart. She seems happy here. Are you sure we need her in our journey? Our skills are at their best when they are applied to the right circumstances. We need someone that can broaden those circumstances for us. Her knowledge and versatility are perfect for it. It'll be hard if it's just us, after all, we are one skill. The ones that overwhelmed the Lancer Golem were you guys? What do you think? Do you want to join us in our journey? I'm sure you both mean well. But I don't want to abandon those that I can help. Miss Elizabeth. These are the books that you requested yesterday. I made sure that these books aren't vandalized as well. so that your research won't be held back. Grace. I may have been too harsh on you yesterday. So I brought you a gift. This is honey. One of the luxuries produced by my house. The Clovis Estate. I hope you like it. And I hope you continue to support me and my endeavor to become this generation's star scholar. Thank you. I'm sure you understand what I mean. I want you to support me and only me. I think that would be best for you and your brother.